Hello, my name is Brian McPhee. Today I will be presenting on the 5 dimensions of entrepreneurial orientation and how the company that I work for is able to create and pursue new opportunities within our market. Currently, I work for Halliburton Drill Bits and Services as an account representative and an application engineer. For the 5 dimensions of entrepreneurial orientation, I'm going to compare Halliburton Drill Bits and Services and Ulterra within the Permian Basin market. To start, I want to focus on autonomy. I've rated Halliburton to be medium and Ulterra to be high. At Halliburton, we consider ourselves to be very autonomous given the fact that we work for such a large corporation. We have independent work groups that work on product development and research and development. These teams work closely together, they are extremely independent and have a mutual goal in mind, to create better and more cost-efficient products. These independent groups make our employees feel trusted, which encourages creativity. Although the autonomy may seem to be high, it is extremely difficult to implement any of these ideas into our product line because of the countless managers and executives that must agree to the changes. On the other hand, Ulterra is a drill bit focused company that is much more independent and free to explore new ways of thinking. As a result, they have multiple types of products for every application that Halliburton's management team would not necessarily financially approve. In regards to innovation, I've rated Halliburton high and Ulterra low. At Halliburton, we have been able to maintain our research and development department during the slumping market because we are still able to charge a premium price and keep our FBOI at a stable percentage. As a result, we are continually striving to develop new products by applying new engineering concepts. For example, we are still doing cutter experimentations and we are in the midst of deploying a new feature into our fixed cutter product line that could be potentially revolutionary. At Ulterra, they have slashed their prices in order to gain market share, which has resulted in them using older technologies and having to decrease their cost of goods in order to increase their profits in this slumping market. Due to their chase for market share, they have had to sacrifice their overall innovativeness. For proactiveness, I've rated both Halliburton and Ulterra as high. Since the world of drilling operates at such a fast pace, both companies have been forced to have a forward-looking perspective. At Halliburton, we are proactive by incorporating Dachi, which will be introduced on the next slide, and at Ulterra, they continuously communicate with their customers in order to meet their specific design requirements. For example, they can create a drill bit with varying gauge lengths, nozzle sizes, and cutter sizes at low cost. The goal at both companies is to find out exactly what our customers need and be the first ones to develop it in order to obtain a competitive advantage. For competitive aggressiveness, I have rated both Halliburton and Ulterra as high, but their strategies are almost polar opposites. At Ulterra, their only focus is to obtain maximum market share at whatever price possible, even if they must sacrifice profitability. On the other hand, we have been blessed at Halliburton to be the performance leaders, which has allowed us to continue funding our product development and research and development. Even during this current downturn, we are able to perform a ton of optimization projects and create new designs for our customers in order to continuously improve their drilling programs. Although our whole price is more expensive, our customers notice that our overall cost per foot is cheaper because of our industry-leading performance. At Halliburton, our risk-taking is generally pretty low in comparison to our competition. Although we do a lot of experimentation and research when developing our products, they are typically tedious and require a lot of successful tests before even being considered for implementation into our active fleet. Another reason our risk-taking action is fairly low is because of the multiple obstacles and roadblocks that we have to overcome at Halliburton due to the sheer volume of individuals that must agree to our plan of action. At Ulterra, they are vastly different. They undertake a ton of risk, specifically financially. In their quest for market share, they have had to drop their prices and in turn sacrifice a ton of profitability. Although their profits may be down, they believe that they are creating a large opportunity for their business by obtaining a large volume of runs so that when the market picks back up, they will be able to keep their inflated market share. The first key dimension that Halliburton promotes the most is proactiveness. With such a competitive market that moves at an extremely fast pace, it is imperative that we have a forward-looking perspective to capitalize on all potential opportunities. In order to capture these opportunities, we relentlessly adhere to our business model called Dachi, which stands for Design at the Customer Interface. The way that it works is in 5 easy steps. First is application intelligence. Months before a well is going to be drilled, our salesman will talk with the drilling engineers and get a well bore schematic so we can look at it and identify the formations that they will be encountering. From there, our salesman will consult our localized deployed technology teams to figure out if we have an existing design for their particular application or if we must make a specific design for them. From there, we create optimized parameters and drillers' roadmaps to ensure superior execution. Following the run, we will put together case histories, field run reports, and analyze the parameters ran. After this step, we start the process over again and continue to optimize our customers' drilling programs. Through these 5 easy steps, Halliburton has created a business model that only works if everyone is proactive. Since our drill bits can take weeks to design, we can lose out on potential opportunities if we do not have a forward-looking perspective. The second key dimension that Halliburton promotes is innovativeness. Although we are currently suffering in a downturn market, we have been able to keep our overall profits high, which has allowed us to continue funding our research and development as well as our product development. With this luxury, we have been able to find new opportunities by creatively experimenting with new engineering concepts. Although this process is challenging and takes a lot of time, we understand that it is necessary to continue creating novelty because it has the ability to create positive progress in terms of performance and corporate growth within our division. At Halliburton, our goal is to be the #1 drill bit company in the world, and in order to do that, we need to capture more market share within our roller cone market. Within the next 2 months, we will be introducing our new product line called Strikeforce. With Strikeforce, we have introduced new bearings, seals, grease, and compensation systems. Although we have spent a lot of time, money, and resources in order to create this new line, we believe that it will help us grow as a company and reach our goal of becoming the #1 drill bit company on the globe. Starting with proactiveness, I believe that there are a few ways that Halliburton could improve. The first is in regards to having a defined customer list. Although our large customers have salesmen assigned to them, some of the smaller operators are not being covered. Without a presence in these smaller offices, we are losing out on new possible opportunities for corporate growth. One of the main reasons that these companies are not being covered is because of the difficulty that is involved with checking their credit as well as the assumption that our prices are too high. The second way that we can improve centers around the way we order our drill bits. Due to our excellent performance, we have created an atmosphere that heavily relies on new technology, and at times we tend to jump the gun when ordering large amounts of new drill bits that have not been fully tested. The result of this creates expensive inventory problems. The third improvement for proactiveness is to increase the amount of drill bit schools and dachi presentations to our customers. These presentations let our customers know how we operate as a company, helps us educate them on the design theory of a drill bit, and lets them know our new technical offerings. I believe that these 3 improvements could help Halliburton continue to excel in the dimension of proactiveness. In regards to innovation, the main fault that we have at Halliburton is the tendency to test low-cost goods in our products because of the current downturn in the market. To obtain a profit in the drill bit industry, there are 2 main costs to pay special attention to: the price you sell a drill bit for and the cost of goods you put in the drill bit. Overall, the entire drill bit industry has had to decrease their cost of goods in order to survive, but I believe that with the steady profits that we do have combined with the continuous research and development, this allows us to have the flexibility when considering the amount of low-cost goods we put into our products. There's already been one detrimental experience for a company where we did test low-cost goods and it did not perform to our standards by any means. The second way we can perform in innovation is by finding a way to decrease the amount of obstacles it takes to deploy a new technology into our active fleet. Like I stated before, when we want to take a new product or new engineering concept into the market, it must be agreed upon by our regional managers, global managers, and Halliburton's executives. These barriers increase the time it takes to implement any new technology into the market and could potentially prevent us from being the first movers for that specific type of technology. Well, that wraps up my presentation. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope you learned a thing or two about Halliburton. Have a great day.